We talk about race and racism, people immediately assume that it has to do with interpersonal prejudice. That's when someone says something mean based on your appearance, or when someone has a prejudicial or discriminatory action against you. Racism is bigger than that. It's bigger than just an individual collection of preconceived notions that are taught through family, through schools, through media. When we say that race is a social construct, a lot of people dismiss that and say, well, you're admitting that it's made up. Race is made up, so why should it matter? It matters because it has real material consequences. Consequences like enslavement or genocide, like citizenship laws, like determining who gets opportunities in labor markets and who doesn't. Those legacies still shape the world that we live in. So then what is racism? And I'll be the first to admit that even in ethnic studies, not all of us agree. And by us, I mean scholars of race, racism, ethnicity, nation, and identities. The most ethnic studies scholars define racism as a system of power that gives advantage to some racial groups. That means that it disadvantages or discriminates against others. This isn't about individual attitudes, it's about structures. When these attitudes become embedded into institutions like schools, government, into housing, into law enforcement. And yes, it can show up interpersonally and especially between groups, right? These horizontal hierarchies. It's always within the broader system of structural power. Here's where it gets tricky because some scholars think or argue that people of color or those on the margins cannot be racist. And that's because they don't hold systemic power, not in the same way that people of the ruling class do. So some argue that racism equals privilege plus power. Privilege is relational. Based on the situation that you're in, you might have privilege because of your position. You might have a position in government or as an educator. So when you are in a position of power, if you decide to wield that power, you might be doing it in ways that are harmful to others without even realizing it. And that is a truth that is very hard to sit with. None of us like to think about how our position in the world affects others, how our choices, how our decisions affect others. It's much easier to look at the correlates of racism, like poverty, to say that that is the reason why people are in the situation that they're in, or other correlates like crime and say that that's the reason why people are in the position that they're in. It's very uncomfortable to sit and consider that it's possible that our actions and our silences keep these systems alive. And that's the true forbidden curriculum. Not just learning that race is made up or race is a social construct, but that racism is a system that we all have a relationship to, that we all participate in, and that